What's up, guys? Sideline Report here. How many games will the Detroit Lions win in 2023? In this video, I'll be going through all 17 regular season games for the Detroit Lions and be giving you guys my analysis for each game, a final score of each game, and a final regular season record prediction for the Lions in 2023. So if that's something that sounds interesting, if you could please slam that like button for your boy so that YouTube could help get this video out to more NFL fans, I would really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed up to the Sideline Report, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. There's a lot of people who watch my videos who aren't subscribed. My channel is free, so please support me on my goal to 5,000 subscribers. The Detroit Lions used to be an NFL team that nobody respected. Franchises and fans would see the Lions game on the schedule and mark it down as an automatic W, but the Lions have definitely earned the respect from the NFL world and especially the Green Bay Packers. The Lions finished off the 2022 season in strong fashion, winning 8 of their final 10 games of the season, and the final 2 regular season games of the year versus NFC North opponents in the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. The Lions had the same exact record through 17 weeks in the NFL last season as the Packers, sitting at 8-8, and the Packers were hosting the Lions at Lambeau Field Week 18 for a chance at the number 7 seed in the NFC North playoffs. The Lions would go on to defeat the Packers 20-16 and eliminate them from the playoffs in what would be Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Green Bay Packer. But honestly, as a Packers fan, it's all good because the Packers most likely would have just gotten dominated by the 49ers in the wild card round, but instead that was the Seahawks who lost to the 49ers 41-23. The Lions finished off the 2022 season with a record of 9-8, and they missed the playoffs for the 6th straight season. Their last playoff game was in the 2016 wild card playoffs when the Lions lost to the Seattle Seahawks 26-6. The Lions are the off-season favorites to win the NFC North division, but for that to happen, the Lions are going to have to take care of business, starting with their defense. The Lions last season gave up 25.1 points per game, so if they want to win the NFC North and return to the playoffs for the first time since 2016, then they're definitely going to need to clean up their defense. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the schedule. Week 1, the Lions have a very difficult start to the season. They play on the NFL regular season opener on Thursday night. The Detroit Lions will be going on the road to face the defending Super Bowl champions in the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Last season, the Chiefs' offense was rolling. They scored 496 points last season, which is an average of 29.17 points per game. With this being a home game for the defending Super Bowl champions, I can see Patrick Mahomes throwing for 2 or 3 touchdowns to start the season. Chiefs win 35-28 to send the Lions to 0-1. Week 2, the Lions have their home opener versus Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. Both of these teams finished the season last year at 9-8, and they were 5-4 at home and 4-4 on the road. Last season, Jared Goff threw for 4,438 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Geno Smith threw for an impressive 4,282 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. I feel like this will be a very close game because both of these teams are very close in stats. Geno Smith throws a late fourth quarter interception, and the Lions escape with their first victory of the year, 24-20, and improve to a record of 1-1. Week 3, the Lions play at home versus the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons were an absolutely horrible road team last season, going 1-7 on the road. With tight end Kyle Pitts and drafting running back Bijan Robinson, this Falcons offense should be improved. However, the Lions will be facing a Falcons defense that ranked 25th against the pass last season and only had 21 sacks on the season, so Jared Goff should have plenty of time to carve up the Falcons defense. The Lions win in a high-scoring battle, 37-30, to improve to 2-1. Week 4, the Lions play on Thursday Night Football on the road versus the Green Bay Packers. The Packers will be looking for revenge because the Lions kept them out of the postseason last year. Unfortunately for the Packers, the Lions have continued to build up their defense, and I believe that they will continue to put pressure from the beginning of the game to the end. Jordan Love will throw an interception or 2, and the Lions will get the road victory 24-17 to improve to a record of 3-1. Week 5, the Lions play versus the Carolina Panthers, who look to be more competitive after drafting Bryce Young with the #1 overall pick in this year's NFL draft. However, the Panthers are still a football team that is in rebuild mode, and they went 2-6 on the road last season. Jared Goff should be able to throw for multiple touchdowns in this game, and the Lions defense should be able to force the rookie quarterback into throwing an interception or two. The Lions win 23-14 and improve to a record of 4-1. Week 6, the Lions play on the road versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With Tom Brady last season, the Bucs were 5-4 at home, and they only averaged 18.41 points per game. It's really hard to imagine the Buccaneers improving with quarterback Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask. The Lions should be able to win this game easily, 35-17, and improve to 5-1 through the first 6 weeks of the regular season. Week 7, the Lions play on the road versus the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Besides Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson is my favorite player to watch in the NFL. He's just such a dynamic two-way football player who reminds me of Michael Vick when he was dominating back in the day. The Baltimore Ravens just signed Odell Beckham Jr. and Nelson Aguilar, so they're definitely going to be more dynamic on offense. I feel like this will be a high-scoring game. The Ravens will edge it out, beating the Lions 33-30, sending the Lions to a record of 5-2. Week 8, the Lions play on Monday Night Football versus the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders' offense is loaded with Davante Adams, Hunter Renfrow, and Josh Jacobs, but the Raiders' defense still needs help, giving up 24.5 points per game. The Lions' defense also gives up 25.1 points per game, so I don't anticipate many, defensive stops in this game. However, I feel like Davante Adams will have a huge Monday Night Football game, catching 3 touchdown passes from Jimmy G. Raiders win 35-22, which has the Lions at 5-3. Week 9, the Lions have a bye week. Week 10, the Lions are on the road versus the Los Angeles Chargers and Justin Herbert. The Chargers' offense last season was damn near unstoppable. They had 6,108 total yards of offense, which is good for 359 yards per game. However, the Chargers' offense is coming into this game after playing on Monday Night Football versus the Jets, and the Lions will be well rested coming off of a bye week. I originally had the Chargers winning this game, but I changed my mind because the Lions will be well rested, and rest leads to wins in the NFL. Lions win 17-10 to improve to a record of 6-3. Week 11, the Lions play versus the Chicago Bears. The Lions swept the Bears last season, and they completely dominated them at home, 41-10, in a game where the Lions had over 500 yards of total offense and 265 yards rushing. David Montgomery and rookie running back Jahmyr Gibbs each should be able to score a rushing touchdown in this game, and I believe that the Lions offense will continue to run all over the Bears. Lions win 33-20 and improve to a record of 7-3. Week 12, the Lions play at home on Thanksgiving Day versus the Green Bay Packers. Since 2013, the Green Bay Packers have only won 4 games at Ford Field, and one of those wins required a game-winning Hail Mary touchdown from former Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. The Packers struggle. The Green Bay Packers are, going to continue to struggle at Ford Field. With this being a home game for the Lions, I see them winning 38-24 and improving to 8-3. Week 13, the Lions play on the road versus the New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr has some new weapons in Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and second-year wide receiver Chris Olave. If Derek Carr can't put up big numbers with those guys, then he really is garbage. This game should be high-scoring, no defense type of game where the Saints win on a last-second field goal to secure the home victory over the Lions, 39-36, which has the Lions sitting at 8-4. Week 14, the Lions play on the road versus the Chicago Bears. Last season, the Bears should have beat the Lions at Soldier Field, but a fourth-quarter collapse that included a Justin Fields pick 6 and a missed extra point caused the Bears to lose 31-30 in a Week 10 matchup last year. This game will be, the Bears will get off to a great start, and they will not have a fourth-quarter collapse. Bears win 27-20 on a late DJ Moore touchdown to send the Lions to a record of 8-5. Week 15, the Lions have a home game versus the Denver Broncos. Even with improved bong-hitting coach Peyton, this Denver Broncos offense still struggles. Last season, the Broncos were 1-8 on the road, and they only averaged 16 points per game. Dangerwich won't be so dangerous in this game. Russell Wilson is going to throw for an interception, and the Lions will end their 2-game losing streak, and they will win 21-10 and improve to 9-5. Week 16, the Lions play on the road versus the Minnesota Vikings. Last season, the Vikings defeated the Lions 28-24 at US Bank Stadium. They were trailing in that game heading into the fourth quarter, 14-24, but they outscored the Lions 14-0 to secure the victory. The last 10 years, the Lions' record at US Bank Stadium is 3-7, and they haven't won a game in Minnesota since 2017. I feel like the Lions' struggles will continue in Minnesota. Vikings get the victory 27-21, which has the Lions at 9-6. Week 17, the Lions play versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys defeated the Lions last season 24-6, but that was in Week 6 when the Lions were 1-5 before finishing the season 8-3. Jared Goff played terrible in that game with 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. I believe that the Lions team is different and, they're much more talented and improved. The Lions will win 19-16 to improve to 10-6. In Week 18, the Lions play at home versus the Minnesota Vikings. Last season, the Vikings and the Lions split the season at 1-1, and I believe that is going to be the same thing that happens again this season. Jared Goff carved up the Vikings pass defense that was ranked number 31 against the pass last season. Goff threw for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions at Ford Field versus the Vikings. I think that this will be a shootout between Cousins and Goff, but the Lions win 37-34, which gives the Detroit Lions a final regular season record of 11-6, which will be good enough to win the NFC North division. And they will do that for the first time since 1993. If the Detroit Lions can, just stay healthy, then I really do believe they can end their playoff drought. I have a ton of respect for Coach Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions football team, and I do believe they're going in the right direction. I hope you guys all enjoyed my Detroit Lions record prediction, and I'll see you all in the next one.